Good evening, everybody. Someone wanted to say hi tonight. Odin, look over here. Where's your eyes? You don't want to be friendly? So Odin and I are here to say hello. I hope everyone is having a great week so far. Please let me know, thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me okay. I'm going to put him down because he's being super wiggly. Hello, good evening. Is everybody ready to stitch this evening? Hello, Barb. Hi, Shimon, Joanne. It's so good to see everybody tonight. Yes, Odin made his little appearance. Okay, hold on. I may have to text Ethan. I think he might need to go outside, of course. Of course he needs to go outside when I'm doing this. Okay, help is on the way. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness, Lorna, it's 1 a.m. in the UK. Oh, you're usually a bit of a night owl. Go to sleep. You can catch us. You can watch the replay later. Oh no, Jenny says her 19-month-old has hidden the stitching bag. That's not good. I had a little girl who used to run off with things. So my daughter, when she was little, had an affinity for anything teeny tiny. So she would take game pieces out of game boxes and she'd stick them like in little purses and little bags or little boxes and things, and we couldn't find them. And that was all, it was kind of annoying if you wanted to play Candyland and you couldn't find the things, but it wasn't anything major. Well, I could not find the memory card for my camera for a while. And I said, Peyton, did you take my memory card? No, she did not take my memory card. Peyton, did you take my memory card? No. Sure enough, I searched long enough, I found it in a little bag. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. What's the weather like where you're at? It got cold here. We had a freeze last night. It's supposed to be below freezing again tonight. Happy and sad, I'm kind of ready to be done mowing the yard for the season. Not gonna lie. But then all the leaves are gonna continue to fall off of the trees and it's gonna be winter. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Sleepless for way too long says, I got caught up, but I have no time to stitch. Boo. Well, I'm going to be in the same boat. I know I've mentioned, so a lot of you probably saw. I did post on my community page and I posted on my Facebook group, but I didn't post very early. I did not have a Flosstube this week. I really was going to try to film one Monday and it just did not happen. And it just wasn't going to be like close enough for last week. So what I ended up doing was filming a Flosstube that I'm editing tomorrow and it will go live Friday. I will not have a card making live Friday. I'm actually going to be gone the later part this week and weekend. I'm going to be teaching at a card making little retreat we're having. I'm a co-host of. And so I've had a lot of last minute things to do and my stitching time's been limited. It happens. Oh my goodness, up to the 80s in San Diego. Well, funny enough, it was 84 here one day last week. And it was cold today, real cold. Oh my goodness. I love reading all the stories. Oh, somebody had hail yesterday. Goodness sakes. Yeah, no snow, and I don't think we'll see any for a little while. Oh my gosh, cross my fingers. I hope not. Oh, I'm glad Megan's having so much fun stitching. Yay. Yeah, it's awesome. In fact, I'm so cold, I made a cup of coffee. I should not probably. It's probably still early enough for me that it won't affect me sleeping, but it's generally not a good idea for me to have some. You can call his name. Buddy, come here. I already said he needed to go and I had to text you. the cavalry is here. Okay. I feel better now that Odin is taken care of. Hail is awful. I'm so sorry. Snow yesterday, Tracy said. Well, it's starting to be that season, isn't it? Summer can sometimes be a hard season to stitch because a lot of us like to spend some time outside or just have chores to do outside. And the great thing about winter is it does bring us kind of inside a little bit more. So maybe we'll get more stitching done. I'm excited. Is everyone enjoying the stitch along? I hope. I am loving it. I am dreading this week just a little bit because it's a lot of white. It's only white this week, but this is the last week of our stitch along that's going to be, you know, white only. If you're stitching in white, if you change the color, then it's not going to be white for you. But then after that, we get to do quite a bit of color. So I'm super excited for that. Betty says she's in Tennessee and had to turn on the heat yesterday. I did not turn it on last night, but I'll tell you what, it was a little bit chilly when I woke up this morning. I kind of liked it. I've kind of had everything. I've had the air off too, and I thought it was kind of hot in the house. So it cooled it off nicely, but I was cold a little bit. Robin, it is no problem being behind. So I have seen quite a few comments saying, I'm behind. And then there's somebody in the Facebook group, and I meant to write the name down. I thought I did write it down, but I didn't bring it in here. Who finished. I was like, oh my gosh, completely finished the chart. It looks absolutely stunning. So if that's you, would you please holler out in the chat and let us know? Oh, is it spinning? Let's see. Oh, no, it says it's okay here. Okay, I checked it on my end because I have had some trouble in the past, and I'm really sorry my phone is ringing. He'll just have to wait. Okay. Jane says she likes stitching the white on the black. I do too. I just get a little bored after a while, but I know it's going to look stunning. The hot chocolate, big and bold, right there on the chart, or right there on the stitch, pardon, is just going to look really, really amazing. Oh, Rebecca said had to go ahead and turn the heat on because the baby's hands were cold. Absolutely. When you got littles, you have to. Okay. Cheryl got the bottom done and decided to work on the top left next. Oh, I love that. Great idea, Cheryl. Okay, let's see. Good for everybody else. Okay, maybe if it's spinning for you, just kind of click out and come back. So we are going to do the hot chocolate portion of the chart this evening. So go ahead and grab your beverage if you want one this evening. So this week, and I should have put a pop-up of what we're stitching this week, but I'll just show you here because I did not plan ahead. We are going to be stitching the hot cocoa part. So anything right here in the white is what we're stitching this week. And it is quite a bit of white, but I think it's completely doable. And, oh, I know what I was going to say before Odin had to go outside. If you feel like you're behind, remember I built in a bonus week. We have a catch-up week before I share the finishing tutorial. And that is for anyone who needs just another week to maybe finish up a few things. I wanted to make sure with a bigger chart like this that I built in a bonus week because I always feel like I need a bonus week or a catch-up week. So hopefully that will help you. Let's see. Shaman says, I'm continuing on with pumpkins till I locate my lost pattern in fabric. Oh no. Well, stitching pumpkins is fun. In fact, if you guys want a little sneak peek, because I had so much going on and I just didn't have the brain power to switch from chart to chart to chart, I did all of my old-fashioned for last week. But I did a little monogamous stitching, which you guys know I don't do a lot of. I like to hop from one thing to another, but I just really needed to focus on one thing, and I just wanted to pick up one bag. I didn't want to figure out where I was or anything, but I still needed that relaxation of being able to sit down and stitch. And so I finished a little Halloween stitch. So I'll give you guys a little sneak peek since you're here with the stitch with me. I finished my Halloween chart from the Jardin Privé. And you guys, I love this. I love it. I did make a change. I know I said I thought I was going to use taffeta for the hat, but I used taffy. I stitched part of it, and taffeta was just a little too close to coal. But that lounging skeleton cracks me up. So I did do this, and it was really nice to have a finish last week amidst the crazy. This is why I have so many whips going. I can pick one up and finish it and feel accomplished. Oh, that's funny. Good. I'm glad that everybody's liking the idea of a bonus week. And I love seeing everybody's color conversions, changing colors. If you didn't see already, Shannon posted her color conversions, some nice options, and she colored them so pretty for us and put them in our Facebook group as well as hers. And I love it. Everyone was so grateful to her. So thank you everyone for giving Shannon so much love, because she creates some beautiful, beautiful charts. Anyway, and then there's some of you who are picked your own colors. Like I love the color of the brown for the little, well, I'll flip my camera around. How about that? I love seeing this solid part done in the browns. It's just really fun. I'm loving the reds. I kind of thought I would, but you know, it's always so nerve-wracking changing it, but I'm absolutely loving it. So let me prep for my stitching tonight. Peggy says the skeleton is so cool. It is so cool. I just love it. Sandy, that's hilarious. She says, you may be too young, but the skeleton reminds me of Burt Reynolds. Sorry if this is inappropriate. It's not inappropriate. It's funny. Thank you. Now I'm never going to not be able to see that. I need to do my overlay, don't I? Let's do my camera overlay. I think I can do it while I'm on here. Oh, hello, everyone. Let's just pop that up there out of the way. Danielle, it was so nice of her to do that because so many of you were having questions and were really nervous to just kind of do it sight unseen, thinking maybe you wouldn't like it after you stitched it. And so I love that she kind of gave a bunch of colorful options that, and you can visually see it. I think a lot of us are super visual, so it's helpful to see it right in front of you. Okay. Yeah, Barbara thinks Sandy's funny too. See? Sandy, I think we're all going to see the Burt Reynolds thing now. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you. That's so funny. Oh no, Betty's having trouble. Hopefully the replay works for you, Betty. I'm not sure what it is. It's telling me on my end that the stream is okay. Sometimes it's not, but right now it says excellent. So dang it. I hate when that happens. Yes, Cindy says, Sandy Arnold, you nailed that one. Absolutely. Okay, tell me in the chat, did you already start week 3? Are you done with week 3? I've seen some people done with week 3, and I have to say I'm super jealous. I'm probably going to stand up. I can't really sit here. Not the way this is designed. I almost pulled the trigger and bought a different magnifier, and I think I'm probably going to. I just did not do it because I forgot. That's really all it comes to. I forgot. my goodness, Susan, I'm just getting back into stitching after paper crafting for 12 years and can't wait to do a stitch along. It seems so fun. Jump in. Jump in. I absolutely did that. I mean, obviously I'm still paper crafting, but I had stepped away from this for such a long time, and it's really been a great relaxation for me. All right, I am going to real quick here, just make sure that I start this. I am going to do the loop method. I did thread my needle already. So we've got a loop here. I just folded my strand of floss in half. Now this is fancy floss, but I don't care. This white, there's not that much variegation in it, or if any. But I prefer the Weeks Dye Works whitewash. It's my favorite white. I think if you just visit or just joining us, you probably haven't heard me talk about that. I decided not to use the DMC. Danielle says she's just starting. It was hard to wait. Beatrice says, can you share the back where you did the inner border? I absolutely can. Done with week 3, but no more, Michelle says. Oh, that's so awesome. How long did it take you, Michelle? I'm going to time myself. I want to time myself and see how long it takes me. This hour is not really going to count. I mean, I'm not going to count an hour. It's 7:16, but okay. Here is my border. Does this help? Let me know if this is a good enough view. This is the back of my fabric and the border. Oh, Amy, thank you. I'm going to tell my nail girl. I've had tons of comments on my nails. I let her pick, and she did an amazing job. Betty's working from the bottom to top. No clue what week I would be, but taking my time and enjoying it. And that is the important thing. You guys, no rules. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever works best for you. I love that. Question from Mary. Does anyone else have a hard time threading their needles? Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's harder than others. Oh, thank you, Robin. Let's see. What's this? Pam says, I can't see how you do that standing. Pam, I stand to paper craft as well. All of my videos are filmed with me standing. I think I'm just used to it. Now, I'm going to say that when I'm stitching in an evening, I am not standing. I just do it for the sake of the video. Peggy, I will let you know which one. I think I know which one, but I don't want to say because I can't remember the exact name. If I get it and if I like it, I'll let you guys know. But I think it will be super helpful for when I'm doing Stitch with Me's. Okay, if you have, oh, I forgot to say, I'm so sorry. If you guys have questions, you guys are doing an awesome job. Write question in all caps because it jumps out at me in the chat and it's easier for me to see. Okay, good. Beatrice, she said, thank you. I was trying to figure out the best way to do it. Okay. Lorna uses a needle threader and says, couldn't thread a needle without it. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I can't figure out how to use the needle threader. All right, let me look real quick. I don't want to start in the wrong place. I really don't want to rip all of this out. I'm going to start with the word hot. I thought about starting with cocoa, the A in the end of cocoa, but I opted not to. We're going to go with this tonight. Is that correct? All right. So you go in and out, and then I am just going to go through my little loop here. Whoops, I'm not in the frame at all. And we're just going to loop method this. I am using a size 26 needle, Peggy. And the needles I like are linked in the description. Yes, I do. You know what? That's a good point. Of course, I wish this screen was a little different. I wonder if I can fix that so that I can read comments more easily. Let me see. Nancy says she threads her needle under her magnifier and it's so easy. Yes, I do that too. And I will say that that helps tremendously. Mary, I don't use a needle threader, but if everyone who is using a needle threader could pop in the chat and say what kind you like, that would be awesome. Heidi says she has a clover threader and loves it. That's the best thing about these Stitch With Me's, I think, is that we get, it's like stitching with friends. It is stitching with friends. And, oh, well, and maybe I should pay attention to what I'm doing. And you get to chat and find out things that you don't know or that are maybe new to you. And I love that. Ugh. There we go. That's a better angle for me. Let's make sure we get where we're supposed to be. Tina, that's what I love about the SAL too, is the community. It's so much fun. So much fun. I am not following the quote-unquote rules for Fancy Floss since I'm not really treating the Weeks Dye Works as Fancy Floss. So I will be kind of going back and forth. Oh, Peggy, no, you're fine. Another suggestion for needle threader is the Loran metal one. No wire to break. Oh, that's good to know. Susie, you're going to Northern Ireland for the next 3 weeks. Do you need a friend? I want to go. Would everyone understand if all the videos just stopped for 3 weeks? Oh, that sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, hello, Holly. Please drive safe since you're driving home from work. Oh, another Loran NT needle threader recommendation. And a Hobby Lobby needle threader. They don't last forever, but 3 to a pack and easy to replace. And put one, and Jane says she can put one in each project. And Amazon has some too. Well, you guys, so many. Susie says, come on, let's go. I wish. I really do want to. That's on my bucket list as well. It seems like a lot of people say that. Nancy went to Ireland several years ago and it was amazing. Best vacation ever taken. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Thank you, Carrie, for the reminder because I did see, I think Sandy asked before we went live how my son is. Ethan is doing great. He had a follow-up chest x-ray on last Thursday and the pneumonia is clear. His lungs are clear. He's still having a little bit of chest pain, but apparently that's super normal. I had someone who was a pulmonary nurse for many, many years leave me a comment or message me, and she said that the recovery period, often you're better, but the recovery period can be kind of long. Siobhan says, you could do lives from Ireland. Well, I probably could. I could. Cheryl just has friends who got back. Yeah, he's doing much, much better. It's kind of been a rough fall. It really has. you just keep trucking. It's kind of one of those things, when it rains, it pours. I had both of my dogs at the vet Monday morning. Well, first of all, I woke up late and I was late to their appointment, and that never happens. Ethan had to wake me up, and he's like, Mom, weren't you supposed to, I mean, he was getting ready to go to school. He's like, weren't you supposed to be at the vet? Yeah. And they really, really needed to go. My old guy, he's a senior dog. He's 12. So he has some issues. He has some skin issues. We knew that when we adopted him. But he has a little skin infection. I knew he did. He's been itching. He's so uncomfortable. And so we got medications, lots and lots of medications. And then he had a little ear infection. Odin has a double ear infection. They're worse than children. Thank you guys for all the love for Ethan. He super appreciates it. I think he's kind of embarrassed. That's being 16, isn't it? A 16-year-old boy. But yeah, he definitely felt the love. So thank you guys so much for thoughts and prayers and good wishes for him. It was a super bummer. And he said to me, you don't understand how teenagers are. Because he said that the guys kind of give him a hard time with the asthma and stuff. And so I was like, oh. I told him, I said, high school doesn't last forever. Try to enjoy it while you're there. Enjoy parts of it. And then I can hear him burp. I talk sweet about him, and then that's what I hear from the basement. I hope you guys can't hear it. Let's see. Question. What are the rules for using fancy floss? Mary, when you're using fancy floss, obviously the white doesn't have variegation. So let's pretend it's not that. I'm going to show, let's rip out these stitches, and I am going to show you how you're supposed to stitch with fancy floss, because it's not that. Let's pull that out. You are supposed to stitch one stitch at a time. And that apparently gives you the best variegation. And I will tell you, I was like, yeah, that's not right. Or not, it isn't that I totally didn't believe it, but I had a really hard time kind of switching from my DMC floss stitching days to that. And I was like, how much of a difference does it really make? So when I first started stitching with fancy floss, I did nothing different. And you still get some variegation because it is variegated floss. So let me finish these stitches and then I'll show you how to stitch. If I was stitching with, is that still, oh yeah, that's right. But I have been doing it the quote unquote correct way. And I'm telling you, it does make a big, big difference. Okay. So when you're stitching with fancy floss, so you've come up right here, what you would do was you'll make one complete X at a time. And you will just continue making one complete X every single time. I'll show you, because I did use fancy floss on that Halloween stitch I just showed you. And I did stitch mine like that. I stitched each individual stitch. I don't know if it's going to show. Let me flip the camera. I think it's going to show better if I flip the camera around. On that one. The pumpkins, maybe. Unfortunately, the light's kind of rotten. I think it's going to show a little bit better in the Flosstube, hopefully, since I filmed that during the day. But it does make a big difference, especially in larger areas, because you get lots and lots of variegation. Tina says, no, we can't hear him burp. I'm super glad, because that was embarrassing. Yes, Cheryl says floppy-eared dogs are susceptible to ear infections. That is what my vet said. I have had, my other little Shih Tzu did not have that, but he had a lot of other trouble. He only lived 6 years, so. But no ear infections really. But man, these two boys, it's ear infection city. Makes me sad for them. Susie says, how are you finishing the Halloween piece? Well, I thought I bought the standing thing from Chantal's 141 design, but I ordered something else from there and I forgot to order it, and I want to get it finished. I have a paddle from Hobby Lobby down in my stash, and I think I am going to finish it on the paddle. I won't have it for this Flosstube, but I should. It's kind of what I'm planning on doing when I get home from my retreat, because I have not had much of a chance to do anything. Karen, you're totally fine. Question. Oh, nope. That's the one I just answered. Karen, did you finish this already? I think that's what Tina's asking. Lori G says, yes, my cockapoo gets lots of ear infections. Well, it's good to know that it is real common. It stinks, but, you know. I got Odin, the long-acting medication. That works best for him. He's naughty. As cute as he is, he's super naughty. He wiggles, and he's not very good for me, and I always worry. I don't mind holding him down, but I always worry that the medicine didn't get in his ears, so I let the vet do the long-acting ear medication. Now, Brody, I just got drops for because it was cheaper, and he is so good. He's just elderly, and he sits still for me and lets me give him his medicine. Patricia, I would like to know why the Halloween stitches... Oh, remind you of Burt Reynolds. Susie, you want to... Or Sandy, who said that earlier? Do you want to handle that? I think there's it's a famous poster, isn't it? I remember seeing it. It was probably a little before my time, but yes, it is Karen who finished. I thought so. Karen, do you keep track of your time? So to know like how long it takes you to stitch something? That's like well, I'm going to start soon, but I want it to be like my New Year's resolution that starts now, because I'd like to keep a better idea of how long it takes me to stitch things so that I can guesstimate better. Yes, Susie says he did a naked Playgirl. That's what I thought. Yep. Okay, that's exactly... I didn't really want to say it out loud, and it was a little before my time, but I do remember... I think I was little. That's funny. Oh my goodness, so many of you know. I love it. Karen says it took her 3 weeks but didn't keep track of the hours. Did you stitch on it monogamously, or did you stitch on other things? I'm always curious. I love knowing how people do things. I always find it fascinating when Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop talks about like the amount of time things take. Oh, you know, I really didn't want to do that. Let's start over here. And I always think that I would like to do a better job keeping track, just to have a better idea of how long things take me. Yep. I agree. Let's see. Cheryl said they had that hanging in a restaurant, women's restroom at a nice restaurant that they used to go to. Okay, now that's funny. Kimberly, that's what everybody was saying about Joe Namath too, but I would not know that one. It's always funny the directions our conversations go in the chat, and it always makes me giggle. Thank you, guys. Wonder how many of these I do before I don't do this anymore. A pantyhose commercial. Yes, Susie was saying that earlier. That Joe Namath had the pantyhose commercial. Donna, I do. Oops. Wow. I need to stop reading the chat and maybe pay attention. I do railroad the white if needed. I don't railroad every single time. It really depends on if I think my stitches look crummy or not. I find the closer to the end of the floss I get, the more that it probably needs it. So like I'm going to railroad here. I feel like I might be a little twisty. Smokey and the Bandit. I'm going to tell you right now that the song's playing in my head. I'm not going to sing because everyone will leave. Oh, man. Seriously, I'm going to yell at Ethan when we're done. He's just burped again. Why? Why? Peggy says, I was wondering how you could read the chat and pay attention to what you're doing. I would completely mess up. Oh, because sometimes we get done and I do have to rip things out. Yep, eastbound and down. Thanks, Diane. That's exact, and it's just playing and playing and playing. And some of the famous lines from that movie are playing in my head too. Oh, that's so nice. Karen thinks she's going to start working on some smalls for managers at work. Oh my goodness. Susie says because he's 16. It is because he's 16. It's totally because he's 16. Sometimes I'm just like, really? I mean, I've already had one 16-year-old boy, so I do know that they outgrow that particular, I mean, some of it. You know, Deborah, that's true, but he does those too, and then laughs hysterically. It's not near as funny as he thinks it is. Not near as funny. Yes, Shimon says that's what I love about the chat. So many of us with similar experiences and get to tell a new generation. Yes. Kim, I am still stitching Halloween and fall. I haven't started anything else Christmas. I do want to start some ornaments, but I think I'm going to finish, I'm going to finish October with fall stitches, obviously other than this one. This is my only Christmas stitch here in October, but I was working on a little bit of my November plans, and I'm planning kind of in my downtime this weekend to just sit down with my planner and kind of map out what I'd like to do in November. Like, what is my priority for Christmas? I love seeing that there's still some stitching fall and Halloween. Okay, let me see here. I think it's 9. 1, 2, 3. That's 7. Let me just count twice. Yes, so I need to do 2 more just like this. Oh, I'm glad you're here, even if it's late. Lots of color changes can be so hard, but it really does leave you with a beautiful finished project. Jenny, don't be embarrassed. It is a busy time of the year. As long as you're enjoying what you're stitching, I think that's the important thing. It should be enjoyable. It is a hobby. It's relaxing, or should be. And when it's not, things have to go to timeout for just a little bit. At least that's where I put mine. When they, let's be real, it's me. Oh, that's not right. I went down one too many. When I start messing up, I'm like, well, that's going to have to go to timeout for just a tiny little bit. Of course, I messed up right here at the end. Oh, Diane. Oh, no. After that first week, I knock on wood, I have not had to rip a whole lot out. I'm going to have to wet that. That's just not going to thread otherwise. And I don't have very much left. All right, come here. I guess this is one of the reasons I should get a needle threader. We're going to do these, and I'm going to tie this off and get another strand. Tina says, yes, Diane, put your frogging experience to work and make some money. Yes, I want to do that Edgar Allan Poe one from Tiny Modernist, and oh, I'm so sad. I haven't even started it. It's going to have to go on my next year list. I really want to sit down and like make a list of all the charts I bought wanting to stitch this year and didn't, and kind of keep a running list so that hopefully I can start the ones I really, really want to do. Ella, I have not had any trouble with my hands cramping. Now, I used to. The thing that helps me the most is I roll up my fabric and I clip it so that, because when I used to have to bunch, well, I guess this side's the one that's got so much more fabric, but when I would have to bunch a bunch, it would hurt my hand right here. And so I just roll it up and it gives me a smaller surface to work on. And I have found that my hands don't hurt when I do that. I need to get another strand of floss. Oh, Lorna, that would be fun to do Boo Crew for her. So this is my funny thing about Halloween. I don't really like the trick-or-treating part. I like the decorating part, and I do like the costumes and stuff. I'm just not a super huge fan of the trick-or-treat part. And I guess that's probably what most people look forward to. I don't know. I just think that the costumes, I do like seeing my cute little neighbors. I have 2 little neighbor girls that are so cute. Ella says, may I ask why you choose not to use a hoop? The hoop actually hurts my hand. And I found stitching in hand, I'm able to stitch faster. And that is why. Cheryl said she was able to get the Salem board for the Primrose Cottage Salem Sisters stitch. I am so glad. That makes me super, super happy. I'm going to go ahead and go back up here, I think, and stitch this little loop down before I get too far away. Oh, good. Megan received her stamp set that she won today. Yay! Yeah, Kim goes, I don't like the trick-or-treat part either now that my kids are older. I think that's it. I pass out candy because I don't want to be that lady. You know, that lady who people want to egg their house. Oh, whoops, I needed to go through my loop because she's not participating. That's not why. We have a really nice neighborhood here, and we have a lot of little kids, and so, all right. Let's see if I got this. Too much chatting, not enough paying attention to what I'm doing tonight, but that is okay. Cheryl, that's a fantastic idea about planning. Oh, maybe I didn't even get it in here. I didn't. What am I attached to? Hold, please. While I fix my little mistake, and now I'm going to have to catch my ends. Awesome. Okay, Cheryl says, plan next year's cross stitch like your Christmas card series, one fall, Halloween, Christmas, starting in January. You know what? I like the way you think. That is a really, really good idea. Yes, Amy, that's absolutely true. When you have littles, trick-or-treating is super fun. So I think I really did enjoy it when my kids were little. And part of the reason was I grew up on a farm out in the country. So trick-or-treating for me when I was little wasn't fun because we did not have a neighbor unless we went to town, which we did a couple of times. My parents aren't huge Halloween people either. So that was part of it. But they would drive us. Like we drove over to the farm to my grandparents, and then we drove to some other people my parents knew that wanted to see us all dressed up. It wasn't very fun. And so we only went trick-or-treating like in town a couple of times, like with cousins and friends. But I think that's part of it. But so when my kids were little, I loved it because I didn't get that opportunity, and the kids thought it was fun. Oh my gosh. Shimon says one of our neighbors made us kids sing Christmas carols to get candy. I love that. Karen, I agree. She says, I always like the idea of planning out Christmas stuff throughout the year, but I can't seem to do it. I don't like stitching Christmas stuff when it's not the season. That is one of the hardest things. A lot of people are, me included, I tend, because all of the cute stuff comes out. But I would like to maybe have an ongoing Christmas and Halloween stitch, like a bigger project that I could maybe pull out once a month. Almost like Lindsay at Primrose Cottage does flags on the 4th, so that all year long on the 4th of the month, she stitches a patriotic stitch of some sort. I've heard some people do like a 31st stitch. They'll do a Halloween style stitch, or even like a Christmas on the 25th of each month. I could do something like that where I could pull it out once a month and put a few stitches in, and then when it gets in season, maybe do a little bit more. I think that would be fun. Tracy, our chats just completely go off the rails here, don't they? Oh, that's hilarious. I love where our conversations went. I'm going to have to tell my friends tomorrow when we're setting up for our little retreat weekend. My one friend is super stressed out, and I think she needs the laugh. I think she'll think that's funny. Don't feel bad how you like to stitch either. Things do not have to get done, that instant. It should just be an enjoyable process. It is part of the reason I like stitching on more than one thing at a time. Yeah, Amy, it was a shock for me to go trick-or-treating in town too. I was like, oh, so this is how it actually is. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Susie says, I'm so jealous you're going to the craft house. Oh, I love the craft house. It is so fun. Now, I'm not going as just a participant this time, like hang out. I'm going and having to work. So I'll check back with you guys next Tuesday and let you know if I still love it. Sandy, that's a fantastic point. She said, take that skeleton stitch with you so she can have that same image in her head. Yes. In fact, I think I'm just going to get off when we get off tonight. I think I'm just going to send it to her for a funny laugh. I'm going to send her a picture and ask her if it reminds her of anything. Kimberly says the craft house looks so cool. It really is. It's a super small retreat. It's an actual house, and it's called it's called the craft house, but it's got the rainbow stairs in it. The owner painted the stairs rainbow. I'll share some pictures on social. You may have already seen some. It's really fun. Oh, Kimberly, I want to pick up on the rainbow stairs. We can do that. Christine, I got to get back to the Shine On sampler. I miss it. I saw Camille Ross Kelly talk about it on live stream with Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop last Friday, and I was like, and there it is. There is the stitch I want to work on. I'll get to it. I always just figure I will get to it. I will. Oh, good, Carrie. I'm so glad that the loop method has been such a help for you. Meredith says, I have one bigger Christmas stitch going all year, Jingle All the Way by Little House Needleworks. I love that. I think that is something I would like to incorporate into my stitchy schedule. I really want to take a look at how I organize things and try to be a little bit more realistic in my expectations, or change my schedule a little bit to accommodate more of that. Question, totally off topic, but you always look so cute and I love your tops. Where do you like to shop? I find I generally like a lot of like J. Crew, but I have not liked anything in their like late summer fall collection. First of all, they went with a lot of crop tops. I'm not your crop top kind of girl. I'm middle-aged. That's not going to happen. I don't know why they did, or cutouts in their dresses. It's a cute dress and it's got a cutout. I'm like, no. So I do like J. Crew quite a lot for the most part. And probably a lot of what you see me in is J. Crew because I find it fits. I can buy that size and it fits me well. This top is Madewell. I like Madewell a lot as well. And I've liked a lot more of their things here lately. So probably J. Crew or Madewell. Athletic clothes. I like Athleta. Is that how you even say it? A lot. Let's see. My light is a Halo Go and I get it from Amazon and I have it linked down in the description. Looks like tonight's poll, Shaman says, I'm going to go ahead and end it, in fact. Thank you for the reminder. It looks like most people want to retreat. I would love to do, actually, I want to do both. I'm going to end it. So 76 for the Stitchy retreat and 24 for a cruise. Honestly, I would like to do both. Jenny says I need to get back to rotation. I have a whole lot of guilt. Don't have guilt. I do too, though. But then I think, you know what? A few stitches every day. Peggy says, can't wait to see pictures. Yes, I will share some. I am completely off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we have lots to do like this. Let's just keep on going. We should be fine for the live, and then I can figure it out. Both definitely, Tracy said yes. I really would like to try to do a retreat. It would be super fun if we could all meet up at one sometime. Or those who could meet up at one. I think, oh, that's not right. Yeah, it is. I would like that. Lots of, I want to do both. I also have quite a few card videos coming this week. Karen goes, getting my land legs back after a cruise is so hard. I like to stay firmly on land. I was so worried when I went on one. I did wear like the wristbands, you know, that help with nausea. And I think they did. I didn't have to take anything, but I don't think I needed them either. Surprisingly. Diane says she would love a retreat, but has never done one. I have kind of looked at some of them. Can you do a retreat in the UK? I would love to. Only I would want to come stay for like 2 weeks. Can you show me around? Take me and let me see be the tourist. I would love that. We could do the Stitchy retreat and then we could do some sightseeing. Oh, thank you so much, Donna. The Pretty Pink Posh products were really, really good for October. I have a little card coming, another one using Pretty Pink Posh coming. What's today? That must be Thursday. I'm really excited to share. It's completely different color scheme, different card. I love, love, love it. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I'm going to have to tell my nail girl, her name is T, and she's so awesome. I absolutely love her. I've been going to her for about 3 years now. And she's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, Halloween. And she's like, oh, Halloween. Okay. She goes, we've been doing a lot of Halloween. And the girl next to her's name is Vicky. And Vicky was doing like Scream nails on somebody. The Scream movie, the white face on like a black nail. It was really cool. She said they've been doing a lot of those, but that's not really my jam. But I picked out the ombre, the red and black ombre, and but we also found the mummy thing, and she goes, oh, I've done the mummies before. Let's do that on one of the nails. I was like, okay. I let her kind of pick. She always does a good job. Karen says, you can start a new series, Adventures of Nichol, and travel around the world. Karen, I like the way you think. I like that. Mrs. Darcy just nailed what the color that's going to be featured on Thursday's Pretty Pink postcard. Iced spruce. There's your hint, everyone. Oh, that sounds so pretty. Yes, Amy goes, your nails have Elvira vibes for sure. That's kind of, after I picked it, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it kind of does. It kind of reminds me like, oh, and there's like some glaze on here. I'm gonna have to use the nail scrubber to get it off. Like vampire nails kind of almost. I don't know why, but the mummy was really cute. She does such a good job. Patricia says, I've been to lots of quilt retreats, but not cross stitch. And see, I've never been to a quilt retreat either, but I would really, really like to go. If anyone knows of some good ones, let me know. I'm really going to try to work one into my schedule. Shaman says, Stitch Around the World with Nichol Spohr, a new show. Yes. Oh, Peggy just got home from a cruise and wants to go back. She would live on a cruise ship only if I could get all of my packages that she orders. That's the truth. You have to come to land to get your stuff. What a bummer. Let's see. I'm probably getting close. I think we have one more to this border. Yes, it is probably about that time. I just noticed Sandy said that she has to sign off, and I just looked at the clock and it's 8:02. So let me just put my needle in here, and I'm going to flip the camera around. I get to chatting and stitching and I lose track of time, which is exactly what happens when I'm stitching. Just one more stitch. All right. Stitch West is going on this weekend in Utah. Oh my gosh, Tracy, that sounds fun. I can't come, but it sounds fun. Julia's been to a lot of quilt retreats too and no cross stitch. We really need to go to one. I think we do. Wouldn't it be so fun to meet up in person? I think it would be awesome. I've been to scrapbook and card making retreats, but no quilting or cross stitch. Okay, did I miss any questions, anyone? I'm going to get my chair back out. Now I'm tired. When I'm working, I don't notice how tired my legs are, but then when I'm just standing and talking, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. My legs hurt. Let's see. Oh, that's fun. Sandy's, it's her dinner and TV night with her best friend, and she has to go get the pizza. I love that. Karen, I would love to meet everyone too. It would be a lot of fun. I think we should probably try to find a retreat somewhere, and those that can come, or whatever. Meet up. Okay, I hope everyone is stitching along, enjoying the stitch. That's the important part. Definitely let me know if you have any questions. Remember that Flosstube is going to be Friday morning. It's recorded. I just have to edit it up, and then it will be scheduled to go up Friday morning. I will announce the winners from last week, and plus I have a bunch of things for this week that I'm excited about. And then I am planning a fun little mini Christmas, like 12 Days of Christmas type series. It won't exactly be like project based, but you'll see. So I will be sharing that coming in November. I did do a little work planning on that. Okay, everyone, enjoy your stitching this week. Drop me if you have a question, drop me a comment, let me know. And I will see you all here next Tuesday evening. Have a fantastic week. See you later. Bye. Oh, I should have shut that down.